Welcome to the panel presented by Sport Chek. I'm Tony Brar, standing alongside Bob Stauffer and Jack Michaels. Gentlemen, coming into camp, there were a lot of eyes on a certain position. That was the right wing spot. Bob, we'll start with you. What is your assessment so far in training camp?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, for the Edmonton Oilers, this has probably been the biggest positive so far, has been the play of the three right wings that there were question marks. I mean, Ty Ratty's got 7 points in 2 games. He's got 4 goals, and 3 of those goals were scored when he wasn't playing with Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl. Yes, Puljujärvi has been the best player in his line by a mile. Though Jujhar Khaira has been pretty good, but Puljujärvi's been very strong, looks like a different player. And then Kailer Yamamoto, doesn't matter if it's been right wing or left wing, highly productive, ultra competitive. And for me, Kyler's worked himself into the mix to make the team, because I originally envisioned him starting the year in Bakersfield.
And we might have originally envisioned Kailer Yamamoto on the right side, but it was interesting in the game in Winnipeg, Kailer Yamamoto, due to an illness, ended up on the left side and ended up succeeding in that role. I mean, he scored twice, and he scored a goal directly off a rush down the left side on a beautiful feed from Darnell Nurse. So the fact that he was able to have success on that left side gives the Oilers management, I think, some pause, because now are they thinking, all right, well, if he outplays, some people on the right side and those right wingers are also succeeding, well, maybe we need to take a look at a left side. And ultimately, I think this is the goal of training camp, is to have your prospects eventually push themselves into a conversation where you've got to find a spot for him, and it doesn't matter where it is, but he's playing.
Not only is there a lot of push on the right side, but also on the back end, guys. Jack, we'll start with you. A lot of guys in the mix for the top 6 on the back end. What can you say about that in training camp so far?
Well, I mean, I think to this point, Evan Bouchard has played his way onto the team, at least at the beginning of the year. He's got the 9-game trial before the Oilers would theoretically make a decision on whether or not to send him back to his junior hockey club. But I think his play to this point has earned himself on the opening night roster. And when you consider that, then you've got to look at who's competing for that number 7 hole, because I don't think the Oilers are going to keep Bouchard and play him as a 7. He's going to be in the top 6, or he's going to be playing major junior. You do not want a guy like that in and out of the lineup, taking a seat in the press box on numerous occasions. You want to continue that development, and the Oilers still have another week or so, and maybe beyond that, maybe another 2 to 3 to 4 weeks to decide whether or not that development will best be served at the National Hockey League level or back with his junior team. But he's the key guy, because if he, for some reason, didn't stick with the roster, then that would open up 2 spots. Right now, he's on the team, and there's only 1 spot open.
Yeah, for me, he's on the team. I mean, I think he moves the puck better than any of their defensemen right now. He's obviously, he's an elite-level thinker on the ice. He's got the processor, and he's got a coach that's got a history, and Trent Yanni coming in and being able to develop D. But whereas with the right wings, I think a bunch of guys have come in and knocked it out of the park. I don't think that can be said on defense. In Järvik's case, let's see if he's better with more structure. Let's not forget that he's $1 million cap hit. Perhaps there's an option there at the AHL, and given his pedigree, there would certainly be interest from European teams as well if he doesn't make the Edmonton Oilers. Jason Garrison still in the mix as we do this panel today. He could potentially be an option. I'm frankly, Kevin Gravel for me, I thought was okay, Jack, but I think Todd McClellan also wants to get down in size. And then I know the work that Stanton and Keegan Lowe and Tyler Benson did in Edmonton in the offseason. They were there every day, but the organization made the decision they made. So we move on. But I don't think guys crushed it the way the right wings did so far through training camp.
I will say, though, that Ethan Bear has made his own case. Yeah. But Bear is in a very similar position to Evan Bouchard. You don't want to keep Bear unless he's earned a spot in the top 6, because, again, he's played 18 National Hockey League games. You don't want him sitting there as a 7 and sitting for a couple weeks at a time where he could be a real anchor, a real leader, and one of the top guys in ice time down in Bakersfield.
Yeah, it's an either-or situation there with those 2 guys. Right. One of them,
and that's where Garrison comes in.
Right, and that's why Garrison's got a chance to be the 7.
It's also important to note that both guys are also right-hand shots, something that the Oilers have lacked in the past. But we'll see what kind of lineup, and if both of them can draw into the lineup tomorrow when they take on the Vancouver Canucks. Jack and Bob will have the call on 6:30 Chet, and I'm Tony Brar signing off on the panel presented by Sport Chek.